Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television. A reminder of our major stories. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo calls for peace amongst former and present political gladiators. Minister for Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, says the country is in safe hands under the Buhari administration. Taxi driver loses his life in Port Harcourt, Rivers State from a police bullet less than 2 weeks after a similar incident occurred in Edo State. And Iran's judiciary chief calls for a probe after 66 people are feared dead from a plane crash at the Zakros Mountains. For more on our top stories and others, just check out our website. It's channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Log on to m.channelstv.com to watch us on your mobile device or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. And there's more. The Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You also have the Eyewitness feature with which you can share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions. And talking about pictures, here are some of them you sent into our Eyewitness portal today. We begin with this one from Savannah Numan in Adamawa State, northeast Nigeria, showing people whom our Eyewitness reporter describes as commuters and drivers. Is accusing the police of shooting the tire of the vehicle, making them stranded. And next is this story from Enugu, the coal city, showing people whom our Eyewitness reporter calls traders plying their trade on a train track. He says this is possible because the railway has gone under and is appealing to government, both at the federal and state levels, to revive this means of transportation. And back here in Lagos, we have this picture from Ayola Street, Egbeda in Alimosho local government area of the state, where our Eyewitness reporter is lamenting the trouble residents go through on that road, and he wants the state government to fix it. And still in Lagos comes this image of an illegal dump site at Ojuelegba. Our Eyewitness reporter is worried about the stench that comes from this place and calls on the relevant authorities to clear the rubbish. We thank you so much for sending in those pictures, and we do encourage you to keep them coming. To health matters now. The Delta State government has confirmed 2 fresh cases of death resulting from the resurgence of Lassa fever in January this year. According to the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Modi Onoye, 2 out of the 3 victims since the resurgence migrated from Anambra State. Dr. Onoye also confirms that since then, 7 confirmed cases have been recorded, while 24 people have been placed under surveillance. The Commissioner informed in charge of the Ministry of Health, through its rapid response team, is coordinating the state's response to contain the spread of the disease. And he advises residents not to panic, but report any suspected case to the nearest health facility. And from Delta, we move to Enugu State, where some beneficiaries of the state's empowerment scheme are already telling their success stories. The traders who were amongst over 1,000 people who got 50,000 naira each from the state government to enhance their businesses tell their stories with these words.
According to data from the Enugu State government, micro, small and medium enterprises are important drivers of growth in its economy, accounting for up to 99% of all businesses in the state and creating most of the jobs outside the agricultural sector. Recognizing the role of thriving SME sector in the internally generated revenue of the state governor, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, in February 2017, launched an empowerment program for these traders across the senatorial zone of the state.
The scheme, which is worth 60 million annually, has been specially and specifically designed to empower market traders in the state through a monthly open lottery draw where 100 lucky winners will go home with a sum of 50,000.
1 year down the line, with 1,200 traders already empowered, the traders, particularly the micro business owners, are already counting their successes.
Before I received the 50,000, I used to buy, let's say, 300 tubers of yam. But now, after the money was added, when I go to market, I buy up to 400 or 450.
Since I got that money when my husband died, I'm doing good because I buy 2 bags of potato before, but now I'm buying more than 10 bags.
It's all about accolades for the state government and the direct impact of the initiative.
The moment the exercise took off, it continues until that 12 months.
For the Enugu State Commissioner, government has begun impact study on the already concluded first phase, with plans on the way to launch the second phase in a bigger way.
The second scheme is going to even be expanded owing to the success of the previous one and the lives that has been touched, the improvement in those winners' lives that we've noticed.
Although this gesture is considered unprecedented, some economic analysts are suggesting another model of empowerment for greater results.
Take the 5 million naira and give it to the first 25 businesses. Ask them to return it over a period of 1 year, by which time their businesses must have established and grown.
With 1,200 already empowered and more lined up for this year, there's need for a strong system that will check activities of the traders and ensure that the grants are used for its designed purpose.
In neighboring Anambra State, Governor Willie Obiano has announced plans to recruit more qualified teachers to improve the quality of education. The governor was speaking during the commissioning of the newly built Onitsha Zonal Education Office Complex of the Post-Primary School Service Commission, built by the Parents Teachers Association.
This may look like another political rally in Anambra State, but it's not. It's a gathering of teachers and students who have come to receive their governor, Willie Obiano. Governor Obiano has come to commission the new Education Office Complex for the Post-Primary Schools Service Commission on Onitsha Zone. But before things get off the ground, speeches are made.
I will tell you actually that in our Onitsha Zone, we are very comfortable in terms of innovation, but there is still room for development. Again, that is one of your legacies, the Excellency. The legacy of what is called value-based education, education where our children will begin to believe in themselves and write examination on their own and ensure that they pass on their own.
This new structure is built by parents of students from the zone, an effort Governor Obiano commends.
This building was built by the parents of the students in this zone, and it's a beautiful building. I want to encourage other parents in other zones to emulate the Onitsha zone for this beautiful work.
The governor also announces plans to improve education in the state.
This year, in particular, we are going to enhance the supervision arm of the education sector here. By the way, I'm sure you're already aware that in the first phase of our teachers' recruitment, we are recruiting 1,000 teachers as we speak. 500 for primary, 500 for secondary school. The recruitment is ongoing now.
And then the formal commissioning of the complex. With the government's focus on education development, the people believe that in no distant time, students from the state will be at par with their counterparts globally.
Some prominent Nigerians have been speaking on how best to ensure lasting peace in the country, especially in the face of the current security challenges. Suggestions on the proper implementation of policies and programs formed the crux of discussions at this year's Daily Independent Newspaper Awards in Lagos. The high point of the event was a presentation of awards to some Nigerians who have distinguished themselves in different areas of service. Some of the recipients include industrialist Chief Razak Okoya, who clinched the Lifetime Achievement Award, while the Delta State Governor, Ifeanyi Okowa, was named the Man of the Year.
A round of applause, please. It's not easy to build nothing to something.
It is an event organized by the daily independent newspapers to honor prominent Nigerians who have demonstrated commitment to promote development in the larger society. The event has in attendance state governors, traditional rulers, technocrats, and politicians. In his acceptance speech, Governor Ifeanyi Okowa of Delta State linked the high rate of insecurity in the country to a large number of unemployed youths.
As of today, the population is growing astronomically and our economy is dwindling. It cannot be right if we continue in that manner. So we must be bold enough to begin to look very strongly in the area of family planning and population control. Until we do that, any form of planning that we are doing as a nation is planning to fail.
While calling on government at all levels to do the needful by creating an enabling environment for the meaningful engagement of the youth, the Ooni of Ife, Oba Adeya Ogunwusi, urged Nigerian youth to recognize and understand their strengths and weaknesses.
It's about time for our political leaders, captain of industries, to continue to look inward on how to profess solutions to how we will have appropriate youth emancipation in this country.
When we are talking about security, what we say and what we do all gives attribute to the insecurity or security we have. They all feed into the system and make us secure or not secured. So I believe by the time they finish their work, the Senate will come up with a template that will help this country to be more secured. So I want to thank you for your concern, sir.
At the end of the event, awards were presented to some prominent Nigerians who have done well in various endeavors. They include the Governor of Delta State with the Man of the Year Award, Governor Akiumi Ambode as the Governor of the Year, Ike Ekweremadu as the Outstanding Legislator of the Year Award, and the Ooni of Ife as the Bridge Builder of the Nation.
To reduce overcrowding in various detention centers across the country, the federal government has begun the construction of a model prison complex in Kano State. The Interior Minister, Abdulrahman Dambazao, confirmed that similar projects will soon be carried out in all 6 geopolitical zones of the country. Our correspondent, Idris Jibrin, has this report.
Kano State in the northwest Nigeria probably has the dubious distinction of having the highest number of inmates in the 10 prison formations across the state. Most of the inmates are young men still awaiting trial.
The myriad of problems that hitherto bedeils the Nigerian prison service, such as congestion, inability to produce awaiting trial inmates in court as and when due as a result of logistics challenge, inadequate health care supplies, insistent jailbreaks, and escape, among others, have soon begun to give way for a new service poised to render excellent services. Between 2016 and now, the Nigerian prison service has recorded massive improvement in the area of infrastructure, logistics, staff welfare, capacity building, etc.
In search of a solution to overcrowded correctional institutions, this is the groundbreaking for a revolutionary prison facility conceived after a thorough study of the welfare of inmates and prison congestion.
Prison is not for punishment as such. Prison is designed, is not for retribution. Prison is not to seek revenge. Prison is for the treatment and rehabilitation of offenders. And this is why we must reflect modern trends and modern challenges. And this is why this project is going to reflect the issue of treatment and rehabilitation of offenders.
According to the Interior Minister, it will be the first of its kind in Nigeria. The project is also initiated to comply with the United Nations standard on the treatment and rehabilitation of prisoners across the Nigerian Federation.
This project is going to meet the minimum standards, United Nations standards, for the treatment and rehabilitation of offenders, otherwise known as the Mandela Rules. So we are very, very thankful to government and people of Kano State for the support.
This land in Janguza area of the state has been donated to the Federal Ministry of Interior for that purpose because of the increasing concerns over prison congestion in the state.
In addition to the provision of the plots for the construction of these vital projects, we have also had that compensation were made for all the spaces, all the plots that have been taken for the construction of these projects.
Funds have already been approved by the federal government to provide modern detention facilities across the Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones. The foundation laying for the construction of these 3,000 inmate capacity prison has been done. But the question remains how soon the project will be completed. Idris Jubrin, Channels Television News.
When the news at 10 returns, Nigerians are finding their way back to the theatre after many years. Join us again.